Up until this moment, Dominic Huff says the protest that wound its way through Center City on June 1st was positive.
It was just really nice and it was just really beautiful.
But when a group of protesters made their way onto 676 in the middle of the afternoon, Dominic, who's a Temple grad student, followed, and police responded.
They shot a tear gas.
Skyforce 10 shows police firing the gas into a crowd of demonstrators as they rushed for the fences.
And people are running, scared, and it's very frightening.
Dominic was in the roadway. You could see him throwing a can of tear gas in the direction of the police. He then sits down, which he says was his way of diffusing the situation.
The ultimate way to show him, at least to me, it was that it's a peaceful protest, is to sit down.
Then one officer approaches two women sitting in front of him.
He goes to the first girl, pulls down her mask, sprays her.
Then the other, and finally Dominic.
He gets physical with me, he pushes me, sprays me.
When you threw it, what were you expecting that officer to do?
What I personally thought after I threw it, because I thought the main goal was to get us off the highway. I thought that was the problem.
He says he was also shot a handful of times with rubber bullets before crawling away. These are photos of his injuries provided by his attorney, who is now planning legal action.
The conduct of the officer was so egregious and intentional that it has to draw the attention of other law enforcement officials who see that and know that conduct by anybody else would certainly be criminal.
Kevin Mincy and Riley Ross are representing more than a dozen protesters. Both are still working to identify the officer. Mayor Kenney, who signed off on the use of tear gas that day, said earlier this week that the Philadelphia Police Department's conduct during the protests will face an independent investigation. What do you want to happen?
I think people think the protesters they think we want a purge or some kind of anarchy. That's not what we want. What we want is a better system for the cops.
Arguing that marching onto the highway did not warrant this response. Do you wish you had not gone onto that highway, or would you do it again?
I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I sat down. I did nothing wrong.
I reached out to both the city and the Philadelphia police for a response. The city calls the video disturbing. Philly police say that they are aware of it and Internal Affairs is investigating. Matt DeLucia, NBC10 News.